The whole game, despite all the players missing and everything else, you guys kept coming and coming. I guess that speaks to what we've been talking about throughout this whole week. Their sort of attitude about playing.
Yeah, we're trying to turn little lessons into big ones. And so there were lots of little moments in that game that we hope will stick with our guys. But broadly, Vegas in and of itself is a little moment in the spectrum of the career these guys are dreaming about having. So to have Armani Brooks show up after being in isolation, health and safety protocols, and participate in these last two games, play the way he did, the kind of resilience guys showed, Usman traveling in late, we give up the tip dunk to Greg Brown at the end of the game to make the next play happen, not get fixated on that, to have our heads around us and be able to, when things are flying around, press and get a couple of turnovers. All those are really nice moments, but they all just reflect our hope that broadly these guys are growing and learning and coming closer together.
A lot of folks in draft night about Josh defensively. Those last few possessions, less than a minute and a half. Is that what you're talking about? Did we see what he can do?
There's some special moments, and I think when he plays instinctually, sky's the limit, Unfortunately, the whole game can't just be on instincts, and so that's been part of the week is trying to help provide some structure for him to identify patterns that he's going to see a lot of. But, man, what a special communicator, runner, guy with full of effort, guy with full of competitive fire. And those are some of the rarest traits you could have, especially on that side of the ball.
Did you ever come close to pulling everyone off?
Never. Yeah. No, never. We played all 10 guys. We kept fresh people through. We played every player that was available. And Trey Fills and Jalen Tate and Marcus Foster, those guys got sort of random minutes throughout the week, and they were all ready and all did a great job when they got in there. It's a credit to those guys, and it's a credit to our group for targeting those guys to bring in. It's not an easy thing to not know when your opportunity is going to come. And believe it or not, that's a big part of having success as a young player in the NBA, because that's oftentimes the types of opportunities you get.
Sergio Rubino.
Yeah. Hi, Coach. First of all, congrats for the win. How do you value the performance of Usman Garuba during this summer league and especially during this game?
I value him immensely, mostly for circumnavigating the globe to get here and then hopping off a plane and saying, I want to play. I want to help. I don't care what I need to do. Just tell me what you want me to do, but I want to play. He and I got into it several times today. Coach, I'm good. Leave me out there. Coach, I'm good. Leave me out there. And my only hope was to make sure he had enough gas to be in there when it mattered. And what I love about him most is I said, see, you needed that energy for that game-saving block. That's why I pulled you out a little earlier than you would have liked a couple of those times. He said, I don't agree, Coach, but I respect that that's your decision. So that's just the kind of person he is. And I think you saw a lot of moments today just how special of a defender he could end up being, as much for the neck-up attributes as for the physical tools.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Bearfield.
Coach, you ended the game on a 12-0 run. How impressed are you by the players never giving up?
Yeah, not just in the game, but in the week. There's lots of opportunities. Guys going in and out, availability changes, guys hopping on flights, Justin and Tremont joining us midweek. For each of those guys to keep focused on what was in front of them and taking care of what's next, that's the biggest lesson of all. So proud of those guys, and I'm happy for them that they got rewarded by the basketball gods with the way the ball bounced down the stretch.
Ali Kampajani.
Hey, Will. Two for you. One on Usman. He had a lot of moments tonight and previously, while he's been here at least, where he's been switching on and kind of doing a good job on the perimeter. Just your thoughts on him in that sort of role versus away from the basket. And the second is, how would you look at your role here as a coach, your experience here as a coach during Summer League? What will you take away from that as you move back into the regular season?
So with Usman, obviously the versatility defensively is the big draw for him. Probably the overall summary of the investment thesis on him in the draft. And I think you saw not only the impressive ability to produce, but the ability to learn as the game went along. There were possessions in the first half where he was over-aggressive and gave up penetration because he was reaching and trying to just take the ball from people, which he has the ability to do. later in the game, one of those critical possessions in the half court, he switches onto their guard, sizes him up, pressures him, but keeps him in front, ends up forcing a tough step back. I think it was an air ball. And so it's not just what he brings in any individual moment, it's how he aggregates those moments over time and gets better as he moves through stuff, which is a trait that's worth its weight in gold. Individually, for myself, the thing I'll take away is the relationships with these guys, getting to spend time with our rookie players, the new guys that we brought in, and spend time in a different kind of context with Anthony Lamb and KJ Martin and Armani Brooks, guys we had last season. It really is a special group of human beings, and the chance to be around them and get to learn and stay up late at night with my staff trying to figure out how to help them look good and how to help them produce is always a privilege.
And last question, Brian Bearfield.
Coach, what do you think about the play of Justin Anderson today?
Yeah, consummate pro. He said he had a little rookie moment shooting that step back three on the 2-on-1 break, but I told him anytime you get to recapture your youth, I'm here for it. So he was probably the most vocal player we had throughout the week once he joined us. And I think the wealth of experience that he's gained playing for multiple teams in the NBA, going through injury issues, he's 100% healthy now. You see what he contributes on the court, but just as much as that was his spirit with the group, the way he communicated. You know, when I subbed him out for Anthony Lamb with 2 minutes left, Lamb made a big play and he says, great sub, coach, great sub. And he meant it. There wasn't any sarcasm behind it. So it just shows what a person he is, and we're lucky to have him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody. See you on the H.